Guys, I have got a little hack for you. If you're using a reel with a metal aluminum reel seat like my Ripping Lips rods, and you're using a smaller Abu 6500 or even low profile reels, this is an older reel, and it also has a metal base on the reel. Sometimes your reel will get loose in there and you'll have a little bit of play. This one's not bad, but some of my rods are worse than the others. So I'm going to show you a quick hack that I came up with. It's pretty easy to do. You don't even have to cut your line loose. I always store my hook underneath the reel, so I'm going to get that out of the way. But what you want to do is take your reel and loosen up both the locking knobs on it, spin them up, and then pull your ring up, and then take your reel out. Now, see, you got the metal reel seat, and these are kind of small and thin, and you'll get a little bit of play inside the reel seat in these aluminum reel seats. So what I like, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can simply take some electrical tape and wrap two or three wraps around each end of the reel seat like this, using just some basic electrical tape. But what I really like to do is I've got some heat shrink tubing. It looks like it's 1/2 inch heat shrink tubing right here, 500 volt something. It's about a 1/2 inch, but I'll take and cut me off a couple pieces about a 1/2 inch big, 1/2 inch long like that. And then I'll take and I'll just slip it right over. See, it's opened up. I'll slip it right over the one end of the reel seat and take my heat gun and heat shrink it down. And then I'll wet my fingers and close that end off and let it cool. And then I'll do the same thing on the other end. And then after it's cooled, I'll trim this off. I'll take my scissors once it's cool. I've heat shrinked it on there now. It's not going anywhere. And I'll give it a snip and I'll trim it up. And then I'll do the exact same thing. I'll flip the reel over, take my heat shrink tubing, slip it over it, and then take my heat gun and just heat shrink it down on there. Wet my fingers so I don't burn myself, because this gets really hot. You'll burn yourself. You kind of pinch it together and cool it down like that. And when it cools, give her a snip, trim her off, plane her up. And then after it cools, you're just going to take it and you're going to put it back in your reel seat. And make sure you don't put the reel on backwards like I did a while ago. But you basically take and put it back on your reel. And now you get a non-slip grip on it right here. That's all you do, guys. Simple and easy. Like I said, you can do it with electrical tape, or you can do it with just some 1/2 inch heat shrink tubing, and I feel like the heat shrink tubing is going to stay on there and be a lot more secure, and you'll get no movement. That heat shrink will act as a cushion between your reel seat and your aluminum base right here. So now I've got zero movement in there. But just a little DIY if you got the same problem. When you got bigger reels, it's really not an issue because you got a longer reel seat, and these reel seats are adjustable. So with the longer ones, it's not as difficult. But with your smaller 6500 and some of your low profile reels like the PC Fun Alios 300s, you'll have to you'll do that little heat shrink tip, and it'll tighten your reel up and give you zero movement. So thanks for watching, guys. Quick tip.